Hi guys, just listened to the Radio 4 this morning, and as ever, the NHS is under stress. Now they're talking about maternity, problems with maternity, how many unplanned or deaths shouldn't have happened, but happened because of lack of funding, of lack of resources allocated by previous governments. And then they went on to talk about kind of pensions, and I just forgot, 25 years from now, most people who are kind of my age will be the old people, as my kids would say. And I wonder what the plan you guys have for planning for the future for pensions, because as I see it, there's going to be a lot less working people. If you look at the birth rate in this country, then you tag that on to the anti-immigrant rhetoric that we've had for a while now, because ultimately to have immigration, good immigration, is important, because if there's not enough people working to produce the services and the goods that we need in this country, we need other people. There you have two things: you have less people being born, not enough people probably to come in to take up the slack in the jobs. If you take the care sector at the moment, it's dissipated because there's not enough people working in it. And then hospitality also, everywhere you go this over the last, since Brexit really, you see a lot of people or a lot of jobs missing, or a lot of service are very substandard. So go back to this pension thing. I want to find out what people have got to say about their plans for the future, because I'm 45 or 46, middle-aged, as they say. And what is the plan? What is your plan when it comes to, take 25 years from now? Are you relying on a pension? Because the problem with these pension schemes are, you are expected to work till 67 today. So believe me, and show me this video again in a few years time, that 67 will keep ticking up, and you will be, if you're in your 20s, you're probably, if you're lucky, you might even retire. You may not retire. You may be told, look, there's not enough funds for you to retire. There's not enough pension fund money. So you keep working until one day you just fall on the road and not be able to rise up. Sounds morbid, but actually, if you look at the economics of it and the numbers and the money, where the money goes, or how much money we're getting, this is a trajectory that I can foresee for our kids. So go back to us, our generation. So what is your plan when it comes to retirement in 20 odd years? Do you have a private pension? Do you have a state pension? Are you relying on the state pension, which is really worrying? Even the private pension, it depends on when you retire, because if you retired in 2008 when the financial crisis happened and your pension was pegged to the stock exchange, it halved almost over the year. So you've got to be careful with having a pot of money that you think is going to provide you with an annuity. Also, the idea that you put pot of money in, let's say 40 years from now, actually build your pension up, it's worth $1 million. At the end of your kind of working life, they take that $1 million, they buy an annuity or an insurance policy that will pay out a set amount of money each month. That is typically how pensions will organize themselves for you to have a fixed income, if you like. But over the years, we've had financial crisis, we've had the COVID issue, we've again crash in the market. So depending on when you are retiring and what the market's doing dictates of how well you can retire. But do you have any other plans? So do you have any other financial plans as to how you help yourself? Because as you get older, and I see this a lot, and you will probably, now that I bring it up, you'll probably realize, as you get older, so in this country, politics is played really for the middle and later years, so the 40s to 60s, or 60 up to 70, let's say, are the voters that people really focus on, both political, all political parties, because young people don't really get engaged because it's a vicious circle. They don't get engaged because there's no policy that engages them. Then because they don't then vote, the politicians don't really pay that much attention to young people, which is really a shame, because we need our young people to engage with politics. But nonetheless, we have 40 to 60-year-olds who are mostly the ones that will vote, 40 to 70, and that's who the politicians look after. The problem with that is when you get older and you're past the 70s age, you get to the 80s, I think your political capital diminishes quite a bit. So then that's why you see the policies for older people, social care, care in the house, anything that older people actually need now, because that's when my father's over 80s. That's when you actually need the state to help. It's virtually non-existent. It is now falling out. Of course, we go back to 14-15 years of a conservative government as well. That's actually taken out a lot of public sector stuff. But sorry, not to ramble, but I just wanted to learn from you guys about your plans for the future. Let me know.